everybody, it's Kelly. Today I didn't do a video yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a recouping day for me from Tuesday when my little Mama Mia went in for surgery. It is not fatty tissue. The doctor's 100% sure of that, and her scar is about that long. It was quite big, and it wasn't what they thought it was. So they took they sent it for a biopsy, I guess. Is that what you call it? They sent it to the lab so they can figure out. So she has a 50% chance of it being cancer or it being benign. So Monday or Tuesday, I wasn't expecting that news, and I was just, upset that she had gone in for surgery, and I always worry about the anesthesia. Like I said, she did fine coming out of it, but we've got to wait now. It's like a big waiting game to see if she has cancer or not. My husband doesn't think she does because her sister, who we bought Mia with, they were born in Oklahoma. They came on the plane together, and they both have very similar, well, somewhat similar problems. And when I purchased and adopted all my Shih Tzus from these people, and it ended up being that years and years later they were a puppy mill. I thought they were just a really nice family. I'd spoke to so many of them, and so many of them twice, and they seem like really nice people. But why I'm saying this is because genetics, play a huge part in when you breed. And if you know that your dog has problems and you breed them anyways, well, the problems are, if they're genetic, are most likely going to come out in their puppies. So Mia's mom has, or Mia's sister has glaucoma in one of her, I think it's in one or two of her eyes, so she gets eye drops every day. And she also has little bumps that come up on her skin. My doctor calls it seborrhea, but her doctor in Nevada says it's something different, and he usually lasers them off or cuts them out. But this lump for Mia was inside of her. It wasn't on the outside, it was on the inside. And the vet said that the doctor, who's done a lot of procedures and has been around a long time, said she had never seen anything like it. It was almost like a cyst, but it was not a cyst. So I just hope they got it all out and it doesn't come back and she doesn't have cancer, because that will just, it's like, that won't be good news. So I will keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, yesterday, I really didn't do much of anything except Nala's massage therapist came to the house and massaged her, and we started Gracie's work early and got done with her work, somewhat early. And I did dinner, and that's pretty much all I did. And I felt really bad not putting a video up, but I also felt very exhausted because I haven't slept in 2 nights. Last night was the first night that I got a lot of sleep, and then your body craves more and more and more when you get that good night's sleep. At least mine does. And I didn't want to get up this morning, and Winston and Nala were just trying to lick my face, so I put the blanket over my face, and their noses were in my eyes, and trying to get in my mouth to smell my breath. I mean, they're just weird that way, and so they weren't going to let me go back to sleep. They wanted to eat breakfast, so I just got up and fed everybody. But I'm a little dragging today, so yeah. So anyways, that's that. And I am trying to think positive about everything, and just know that God has a plan for her, for Mia, and we can't change those plans. That's what I believe in. It's already pathed out for us. So Anyways, not to get religious on you, because there might be some of my viewers that aren't that religious. But so that's it. I have to go today. Okay, Haley's face, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on the video. I told you she has cystic acne, and the cystic, so I went out and I bought her the Medabac Dermologica face wash. I've been using that for 2 weeks, and I also have been using the Benefit Boo Boo Zap, which we just ran out of today. It goes really fast. It's just a topical. It has salicylic acid in it, and so you know, her face was looking better, but she's still breaking out, and I thought, well, that's because I've changed everything up and it's probably clearing her pores and everything. But I thought the other night, I have had a Clarisonic Mia forever, and since they first came out, I bought one. I had a body one, and then it broke, and I got the Mia actually for Caitlin, my daughter, and she didn't like using it, so it's been in my drawer, because when I use it, my skin gets really dry. And Haley has very oily skin. So what I did was I took it downstairs, and she's very tactilely sensitive. So I let her hold it with it on, and then I put her hand up with it to her face and let her feel it. Well, she likes it. So it's really, really funny. She's so funny. I'm gonna hope that you can see this video. Oh no. Why are you doing this? Okay, so I was trying to wash her face. Sorry. Wash her face and hold the camera, and I know some of it doesn't get quite her eyes, some of her face isn't in there, but you could tell she's laughing, and she just really, really enjoys it. Now the light on the camera accentuates a lot of the redness in her skin. It's not that red. So, and it looks worse than it actually is. So see all that redness? It was on the camera, but it's not like that in person. So, yeah, you can see that there's cystic acne right in here. She's got one over here on her eyebrow. Those aren't going away yet. But I've been using this Clarisonic for a couple nights, and well, you know, and days, so I wash her face twice a day. So we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens. I hope that it helps. I'm gonna go get her some more Boo Boo Zap from Benefit today. And yeah, she likes her face washed. You know, it makes her feel good, don't we all? So there's the, you know, the Boo Boo Zap looks like that. And let's see, that's her dresser. There she is. There's my baby. She's waiting for her Boo Boo Zap. It, you know, she likes the tingling of it. You know how it feels after you wash your face and you put that stuff on. In some areas it can burn. Oh, you can, okay, it stopped, yeah. In some areas it can burn, especially if I pinched something. She doesn't complain. Haley never complains about anything, because she has been through so much over the years. Nothing really phases her anymore. She's just very, very tolerant to pain. And that's good and that's bad, because sometimes she'll get sick, and if she doesn't tell me she has a sore throat, I really don't know unless she doesn't want to eat. So, you know, it just doesn't bother her that much. And so I have to be really, really in tune with her, which I am, which I think all mothers are very intuitive of their kids. And I have to be a little bit more with her, because she never complains. Even as a baby, she hardly ever cried. She was just so happy, and slept all night. She's just a really, really good baby. And before she was 1, she had major reconstructive hip surgery. I had said in another video that none of my kids have had surgery. Haley did it before she was 1. They had to cut the femoral bone and make a ball hip for her. It had never been in socket in utero. I mean, it had never been in socket. It had never made itself a ball to go in that joint or hip socket. So they made her one, and she was in a cast for, oh my gosh, it was in a cast and her legs were set like this, and there was a bar from ankle to ankle, and the cast came right under her breasts. Oh my gosh, it was awful. It was so awful, and it was hot because it was summer, and we lived in an apartment. It had a flat top roof and no air conditioning, and it was just awful. And you know what? I was more irritated than she was. She just was a little trooper and just didn't really, you know, wasn't irritated by the heat, wasn't frustrated or angry. I mean, they kept in the hospital after she had her surgery, they kept giving her morphine, and she kept throwing it up. And the nurses would come in and they'd have that morphine, and I said, please don't give her that anymore. I said, because once you give it to her, 5 minutes later, she's throwing it up. And they wouldn't listen to me. And finally, the next morning, I was so tired because they kept coming in and giving her this morphine because they thought she was in pain. And I said, she's vomiting it up. It's not staying in her system. You're not giving her anymore. And the nurse says, well, the doctor, I said, then send the doctor to me, because I'm saying you're not giving her anymore. And so she was in the hospital on codeine with Tylenol. And then 3 days later, we left the hospital after her surgery, and she was on straight Tylenol. And they cut her nerves and her muscles in her legs because she has cerebral palsy, and they did not want that hip coming out again. So she, of course, she can't walk. And her legs bow out like a frog's now. And they want to do reconstructive surgery on her legs to make them straight, and I just can't put her through that. She's 24 years old, and I wouldn't want to be put through that. I mean, she's not in pain, she's fine, her hip's staying in, that's all I care about, and she's just a happy kid. And with all that she's been through, and the casting was, I think she had that cast on for 6 months. No kidding. They made sure that that all healed. And then she was in a soft cast for 2 years. That again kept her legs out like this. So that's how they healed. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you. I go from one subject to the other so fast, but sometimes I have so much to tell you that I can't pick a topic. I just kind of go into it all at once. So that's been my life for 24 years. And over the 24 years, we've gone through a lot with Haley, because they did not give me her full diagnosis at the beginning, because they said that I was in denial of her conditions. And which, I mean, yeah, I cried. I mean, I cried when I found out, but I wasn't going around hitting the walls and hitting the doctors and having a fit and saying, no, this can't be. I mean, I took it, you know, this is how we're going to deal with this. And of course, my husband is very positive, and he kept me straight that whole time with Haley. And I don't know how I would have gotten through that if he wasn't with me. He would sleep in the van. We were in San Francisco, and he worked in the Bay Area over the Bay Bridge, and he would sit and sleep in the van. There was a roundabout right outside our window, and he would sleep in that van, that minivan, and get up the next morning, come in and check us, and leave for work. And my mother-in-law, my father-in-law would come all the way to Sacramento because they lived in the Bay Area, and he would drop her off. They would both come up and see Haley at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then they would both leave to go to work. And it was like that for a while, because it took a couple days for them to prep Haley for surgery, to do the blood work and everything, and they had admitted her right away. So yeah, we've been through a lot as a couple can be, and we've had a lot of support from my in-laws. Definitely, they've always been over backwards. They love Haley to death. They've gone, and my father-in-law has rebuilt the ceiling, so when she comes and sees them, she can use her lift, and cut their shower so she can take a shower in their shower. I mean, they're just absolutely wonderful people. And when you have support like that, it makes you feel that you could do anything. You know, my mother-in-law would take the kids for a week to 2 weeks in the summer and give me a break, and it was very, very welcomed. And well, now she can't because she has some back problems and some issues, and Haley, you know, is just kind of, she's very floppy, she's dead weight, she cannot help you with anything. So yeah, I've had a lot of support, and I am very thankful. I'm very blessed for that support. And ever since then, there's always been something going on with Haley, or, you know, she didn't have her seizures until she was 12 when she hit puberty, and that was all new to us after we had finally gotten all the data on all of her conditions, finally, and then she started with the epilepsy. So it's, you know, it's been an up and down ride, but you sure do learn how to conduct yourself with doctors as a parent, and you really don't take no fluff from them. And it's you just learn. You know, I wasn't one to speak up to adults. I was brought up to respect my elders and not speak up to people. And over the years, I learned to have a backbone and, you know, fight the system. And yeah, you know, that's how it goes. Haley was denied some equipment from our coverage, which she should have gotten, but they were blaming it on her vision. And she had already had the equipment before, but she had grown out of it and needed the next step up, and they wouldn't purchase it for her. So of course I called the news center and I said, look, you may want to get in on this. And they took the story, and she ended up getting that equipment on her birthday from the HMO that we had. And we were on TV, we were stars, and but you know, you learn how to fight. You got to fight for your kids, no matter if they have disabilities or not. So I'm sorry, you know, I got on a rant again. I better stop this video. It's already getting long. I don't know where the minutes and seconds go. They just keep going. So I'm going to go get my hair cut today because I look like I have a helmet on my head. That's what I think. It's a helmet. And I will be back tomorrow. Oh gosh, this video is going to be so long. I was just going to show you quickly my outfit. Let me lift. I don't know why I always tighten this thing, because I know I'm going to use it, but it won't lift unless I loosen up this button here. There we go. Okay. Oh, no, you don't. Okay. So I've done a haul on these clothes. This is my sparkly sweater. It has crochet in the back. It's from Maurice's. You can go to maurices.com and find this. And I paired it with this, it's just a little tank, you know, what would you call this? A tank top or sleeveless top. And I paired it with that. And the jeans are from Maurice's. They are the most comfortable jeans ever. They are called the Denim Flex jeans. And these are a little big of me, but I keep falling down. But so that is my outfit, and I don't have any shoes on. I'm just going to wear some gold, you know, some gold colored with flowers flip-flops that I've showed before and I've had for a while. And I think that's it. My little, I'm going to show you my little Mia really quickly. She's in here and she's laying on the floor. There she is. So you can see the, you know, that's where they took out that huge lump. Plus they took something off her eye, which you can't even tell has stitches in it. The doctor was so good. So once that heals, hopefully we will be on the mend and everything will be fine, and my little Mama Mia will be back to herself. So I am going to get going. Please like and share my video, and I will see you soon. Oh, and please subscribe. See you soon. Bye, dolls.